What's one thing that half of the world's population has in common? Periods. It's a part of life that has seen a huge push in the past century to develop new products to help make that time of the month a little bit easier. Public conversations around periods have been historically taboo. The word period, meaning menstruation, wasn't even said on television until 1985.
Remember, there's a feeling with Tampax. It can actually change the way you feel about your period.
In recent years, we've finally moved away from the blue liquid advertising, and conversations about periods are no longer as hushed as they once were. There's a lot more awareness of issues that those who have periods experience throughout their menstrual cycles. And although period care marketing is still female saturated, there is a growing awareness that not everyone who identifies as a woman has a period, and some transgender and non-binary people will have periods too. The fact that everyone who has a uterus will have a period at some point is something that the retail market has heavily monetized. The Australian sanitary items sector is worth $2.1 billion, and companies are still finding ways to reinvent products that have been an essential for people who have periods for many, many years. Period care has certainly transformed in many ways over the past century. In the early 1900s, menstrual cloths were washed and reused. The disposable products most period havers use today weren't developed until the 1970s and 80s, and there were a whole lot of different iterations of period products in between.
Reusables were, the most prevalent thing 50 years ago, and there really has been a lack of innovation in the category for the past 50 years.
The transition to disposable period products came from hygiene concerns, developments in technology, and some clever nurses during the First World War making use of some leftover bandages made with a material called cellucotton. But now, period products are making a full circle, and with reducing waste being more important than ever, reusables are now the latest big trend. Around 2018, there was a huge boom in the popularity of menstrual cups. And now, the latest product to break into the mainstream market is period underwear.
Period underwear. Period underwear. Period undies.
Underwear that absorbs your period.
Period underwear have actually been around for the past 10 years or so, with now globally successful Australian startup Modibody launching in 2013. But they've never managed to gain much popularity until recent years. They look exactly like normal underwear, but they're designed to replace other period products like tampons or pads. They're lined with high-tech layers of absorbent material, so they stay dry and prevent leaks. Some are designed to hold 3 to 4 times more blood than a tampon. One of the main reasons period underwear have risen in popularity is more information coming to light on disposable period product waste. The average person who has a period uses around 12,000 pads and tampons in a lifetime, which contributes to 120 kilos of landfill. In Australia, 18,000 tonnes of sanitary waste is generated per year. Pads take around 500 to 800 years to decompose. It's estimated that each year, 450 billion period products are left to decompose in landfill.
There is a real shift in mentality, particularly amongst the new generation who are really empowered by making conscious choices about their impact. They're very, sustainably minded. And I think in this climate, we have no other choice but to be more conscious.
In 2021, a number of big Australian brands have jumped on the period underwear train. If you live in Australia, it's pretty likely that you've seen one of these ad campaigns pop up on your phone or your TV in the past few months. 4 different major Australian retail brands launched brand new period underwear products or campaigns within 2 months this year. The market expanded within a matter of weeks. These brands already target young people, many of whom do have sustainability in mind when making purchases. A recent global study found 57% of surveyed consumers have made significant changes to their lifestyles to lessen their environmental impact.
A lot of the mainstream brands who are bringing out period underwear, they were the ones, creating, tampons and pads since like probably 50 years ago. I think, now the bigger brands, your Libras, your You by Kotex, they're sort of turning back the clock.
Period underwear are by no means the only reusable product available on the market today. For those who have a period and want to use reusable options, there's also menstrual cups and reusable pads and tampons. Reusable products are definitely becoming more mainstream, as the conversation about periods is less about hiding them away and more about how we can make the best of them.
There has been a massive shift in the conversations around periods. You'll notice it in all your kind of mainstream media now. It's becoming a really prevalent topic, and considering it's one of the most, vital things in a woman's life, I think, it'll only continue, and these are the kind of conversations we need to continue having.